Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about a pretty serious topic, and that is being a burden, feeling like a burden. Just feeling like you being you on this planet is a burden to others. So if that resonates with you at all, this message from Spirit is for you. I feel like a burden. I feel like a burden. I feel like a burden, and that's okay. At first, we're going to come through and soothe the energy and the emotions a bit, and then we'll get on to some more practical tips. Most of the time, adults who feel like a burden very likely grew up with some sort of childhood where them being there was a financial burden on the person, was your primary caregiver had a lot to juggle, and taking care of a human being is a lot of work. I feel like a burden, and that's okay. I feel like a burden, and that's okay. I feel like a burden, and that's okay. Everyone at some point or another is a burden. Everyone at some point or another needs to be the one primarily receiving, and that's okay. Everyone at some point throughout their life is the one doing most of the receiving, and that's okay. I get where this came from. I know my mother, my father, my primary caregiver, they did have a difficult time balancing work, feeding themselves, taking care of me, getting me to school. I get that. I understand that. And I'm okay with that. Right here, right now, I'm willing to start a new story. I'm willing to start a new story. And the new story is one where maybe I'm not such a burden to people. Maybe I'm not as big of a burden as I thought I was. It's possible that I'm not as big of a burden as I thought I was, that perhaps maybe when I was younger, my eyes were just drawn to the burden part of me and not so much the joy that I added to people's lives. Maybe my eyes were focused on that a little bit more than the good stuff that they did like about it. Maybe I'm not as big of a burden as I thought I was, and that's okay too. Maybe I'm not as big of a burden as I thought I was, and that's okay. It's okay to be me. Because we want to come through and let you guys know that humans are very much a community species, a tribe species, a pack species. When a baby's born, if you put it in the middle of the street, it will die. It is normal when a baby is born to need more than it can give, and that's okay. This feeling of feeling like a burden is about, are you ready to give yourself a radical permission to know that when you are born, everyone is a burden? Adults' reactions will be on a range of a scale. Some will, this baby's a burden, it's so much work. Others will be, even if you had those parents where they set their finances beforehand, they wanted the child, they did all the metaphysical stuff of sending love to their child every day, and they were looking forward to it. No matter what, it is a 180 shift for parents. It's a 180 shift from they got to do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, with who they wanted. All their money was on them. All their time was on them. And now when you get a baby literally can do nothing for itself. Their attention has to be diverted to something else for a very long time. And for many of you who will go on a Netflix binge, we'll use Game of Thrones as an example. If you were to binge that whole series, your eyes will start to hurt. You'll start to lose touch with like your reality. You'll get caught into that world, or that cards game, House of Cards. If you go and binge that, you'll get drawn into the world of deceit, of lying, and you get drawn into that world. You'll lose a little sleep. You won't sleep as well. You'll carry around oh my God, is that person just lying to me? When your energy shifts and focuses on something else, it's kind of like you have to wake back up to reality, to, oh, I have work to go do. I'll have to watch this later. Oh, I have a girlfriend. I have to give her attention. And that's only binging for 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days. But now imagine the 180 shift from single, there might be partnered with someone, to your attention as someone else. And in terms of childhood development, the brain is not fully formed until a child is 7. If you feel that way after binging for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, this person had to focus on someone else before them for at least 7 years. Some parents have a hard time letting go after that. And they might take it on longer. But it's knowing that, can you be comfortable? Forgive yourself. Be comfortable with the fact that for the first 7 years of a human's life, they are reliant on others. A lot of the societies, especially the first world countries, children can't work until they're 12, 16, 18. You have to be okay with the fact that you are a community species. I give myself permission to be human. I give myself permission to be human. I am a human, and that's okay. I am a human, and that's okay. I was born as a human being, and that's okay. It's okay to be human. It's okay to be human. It's more than okay to be human. There are things about being a human that are quite enjoyable that other animals can't enjoy. So I'm going to begin to allow my eyes to begin to shift to see what's enjoyable about being a human. I'm going to begin to allow myself to shift right here, right now, to begin to see the value of community. I'm going to begin to shift right here, right now, that it's okay to be human. My eyes, the way I smell, the way I taste, the way I breathe, the way I hear, the way I feel. It's going to start to feel more and more and more like it's okay to be human. My cells, my DNA are going to completely restructure so that I begin to see the things that are pretty good about being a human. I'm going to start to see the fun side about being human. I'm going to start to see community and camaraderie and companionship in a whole new light, one that feels more positively uplifting than not. I'm going to begin to allow myself to see things in a brighter, whole new way. I'm going to allow myself to expand, to grow, for my brain to rewire so that I can begin to see things in a positively uplifting way, that it's okay to be human and that giving and receiving are good. It's okay to have been a burden on my primary caregiver when I was younger. Any child would be that way for a parent. Any child would be that way for a parent. I now know that up until 7 years, the brain's not even fully formed. From there, a 7-year-old versus a 30-year-old, it's okay to need help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to need help. I give myself wild and wicked permission to allow myself to be okay with needing, with wanting, with desiring help. I allow myself to be okay with help. I allow myself to begin to see myself in a whole new light, one that is less burdensome, one that might even be enjoyable for others. I'm beginning to allow myself to see how it might be enjoyable for others. It's just going to be my inner being, my internal spirit guide is going to naturally start guiding me to thoughts of positive upliftment, to thoughts of how camaraderie, companionship is a good thing, how it's okay to be me, and it's okay to shed some forgiveness onto my parents who built up this momentum of thinking. And it's okay for my primary caregiver to have thought this way about me. I get it. Kids are a lot of work. I get that you have a shift from you to, oh my God, you're now responsible for someone else. I get and understand that shift. If I need to forgive them, I forgive them. If I need to see them in a whole new light, it is okay that they had that thought about me. Of course they did. Of course they did. Of course they did, and that's okay. They did do the best that they could, and you know what? I am alive, and as long as I'm alive, that means that I still have an opportunity to begin to see things in a whole new light, and seeing things in a whole new light, a whole new way that just might feel a little bit better, a little bit more uplifting, just a little bit more positive uplifting. I'm going to allow myself to be okay that that was my starting point in life. I'm going to be okay that I'm a human, and I'm going to be okay that my primary caregiver, maybe it was my mom, maybe it was my dad, maybe an aunt, it's okay that they had that thought. It's okay. It's okay that they may have felt trapped. They may have felt like they're not doing good enough, and that's okay. It is okay for them to think that way. I love them. I love them. I forgive them if I need to forgive them. I'm going to be okay that that's how they thought about me as I was growing up, as I'm going to allow myself right here, right now, to vibrationally reset, emotionally reset, to begin to see myself in a whole new way, a whole new positively uplifting way, a whole new way that just makes me feel better. Feeling better, that would feel good. Feeling better feels good, and I'd like to feel better and better and better each and every day. Each and every day, I'd like to feel better and better and better about being a human, better and better and better about being a human being on this planet Earth. Each and every day, I'm awakening right here, right now, to feel better about being a human who sometimes needs to give and who also sometimes needs to receive. It's okay to be me, and each and every day I'm gaining more comfort in that. I'm gaining an ability to see myself in a whole new light. One where I start to see the things that feel better about myself. I'm ready to feel better. And I'm ready to feel better in a whole new way than I've ever been before. I'm ready to forgive myself for being a human. I'm ready to forgive myself for being a burden. I'm ready to return the past to the past, the future to the future, and be right here, right now, who I am. And the person right here, right now is okay with being them. I'm okay being a human. I'm okay being me. And I'm awakening up each and every day more and more and more about being okay being a human. And I'm going to be okay. I'm going to begin to see my primary caregiver in a more positive light, a little more uplifting light. It's okay for me to have those thoughts. It's okay for them to have their thoughts. I know that in time the thoughts are going to naturally turn one thought better, just so that I feel better, a little more positively uplifted each and every day. I'm going to begin to think about myself in a whole new way, a whole new, more positively uplifting way. I'm going to begin to hear things in a more uplifting way. I'm going to begin to think thoughts that are just better about myself and better about others. I'm going to allow myself to breathe air in a whole new way so that every breath I take in, I'm gaining more and more comfort with being a human. It's okay to be human, and it's okay to find the things that feel good about being a human. I'm going to allow those to begin to just naturally unfold in my life. My inner being, my inner spirit guide is going to begin to naturally draw me to better feeling thoughts. And that's the story that I'm creating right here, right now. I'm turning my boat, I'm turning my compass towards a life that feels better and better and better about being me and about being a human. Whew, I hope you guys liked that little rampage. So it looks like Spirit guided the meditation for a little bit more for people who were born with primary caregivers who had some sort of hardship when they had a child. And guys, it's okay. It's totally okay. So if you guys like this, you can go check out my website, kellylunt.com. You can give the video a thumbs up. You can give me a comment below. Check out my website, kellylunt.com, for any offerings that I have if you want a little more up close and personal one-on-one work. But no matter what, you are a beautiful human being who is now about to see life in a better feeling way. Mwah! Love you guys.